Hey everybody, it's Monday, June 21st, 2021. Thank you for joining me. The economic recovery is nothing but a debt binge. We start off here with the picture of this, looks like Uncle Sam representing the government there. Says, someday this will all be yours. And he's pointing to mountains of debt. And we see this kid looking up at the mountains of debt with his big eyes and realizing that he may be on the hook for all this debt. Can you imagine what's going to happen if they ever attempt to raise taxes enough to keep up with all the spending? It would be an instant economic implosion, right? So people out there that tell you that our tax dollars fund this, fund that, fund this, it's actually a lie because it's not even close to being funded. All the tax dollars that are taken now from us, all the paycheck that's taken from you, it's not nearly enough to even begin to pay off this debt. It's insurmountable, but yet they're going to keep raising taxes and tell you that you are the one that has to pay for all this. So again, they create debt out of thin air. Most of you know this, but a lot of people I still see in comments really don't grasp the magnitude of what's happening right now. They create debt out of thin air, unlimited amounts, sky's the limit, to the moon and back, whatever you want to call it, black hole of debt to infinity, but yet they're telling you that what you work for, what you earn, you have to give up more and more of that to pay for all of it, to pay for all the spending, to pay for all the handouts, to pay for all the money that's handed out all over the globe at the hand of the money printers. And yet people think everything's fine, no problem. The stock market's going up, everything's good, right? Well, we should ask ourselves, is a rising stock market going to grow food that we can put on the table? Recent article here, avocado farmers are seeing a surge in their crops getting stolen. People coming in, taking avocados off of the tree. And this is a problem that we've talked about so many times. When you have millions of people unable to afford their own source of food, then you're going to start seeing more theft from people that actually produce things. And it's not going to stop at food, unfortunately. More break-ins, more thefts, more car break-ins, burglaries, you name it, it's all going to rise. When we look across the United States, and what do we see? Rising crime rates. And anybody here that's been on this channel, you fully expected this. You knew this was going to happen. Combine that with the droughts, and we have a food crisis, an economic collapse, a food crisis, a financial crisis, a debt binge. Lots of different things happening at once here. A subscriber sent me this. I'm surprised I didn't see this. San Diego Union Tribune, recent article. San Diego's soaring water rates have avocado and other growers eyeing a break with county. So we have a mega drought here. And what does the county do to help the farmers? The people that grow our food, what do? They raise the rates on the water. And out here in California, we do grow avocados. And a big city for that is in Southern California here. It's in Fallbrook. And it's just really sad to see that instead of help, the water company is going to raise the rates on these farmers. And we're still seeing massive food lines. Articles put out here just recently, food giveaway attracts long lines as unemployment help about to end. Pandemic unemployment benefits end in Wyoming. So it's no surprise that at the same time as we see a lot of states cutting out that extra unemployment benefit, that food lines are getting bigger and bigger. Food banks are reporting shortages. This is not good. Combine everything together, we have nowhere to go but into further danger territory. This is the danger zone. We're going to see rising prices like I think no one would believe. I think in the next 6 months, it's just going to continue to get worse. Now, we've seen relief here and there. The cost of lumber came down from its all-time highs, dipping down to about $900. But that's going to take a long time for the housing market to actually catch back up. You know, these homes cannot be built at the snap of a finger now that lumber is a little bit more affordable. But if you look at just compared to a few years ago, it's still up about triple just in about 10 years from the last chart that I looked at. But everywhere you look, it's rising prices. more assistance. We have to keep extending the eviction moratoriums. Let's talk about that. California News Times, California ways extending eviction protection past June. We told you this was going to happen. They just have to keep kicking the can down the road because millions of people are still in dire straits, cannot pay their rent. There's commercials being run on TV that the governor puts out there talking about how amazing the economic recovery is in California, but yet we still have to extend the eviction protections past June. Right, so further kicking the can down the road. Some good news is more people are aware of this. I'm seeing things trending on Twitter, for example, the story about Blackrock buying up hundreds of homes at a time, buying up entire neighborhoods and outbidding people that want to buy a home to live in for their family. Well, that was actually trending on Twitter, and a lot of people were talking about it with recent articles. Lita Horton tweeted out the following: Blackrock is buying up American homes, pricing normal buyers out of the market with massive offers. So I really like to see this, people sharing this type of information. This is what we really should be talking about instead of how great is it that the stock market is going up. But yet I watch the business channels, the financial news, and that's what I see is the stock market, hip, hip, hooray. And it may be good, and it's nice, and it feels nice to see your 401k go up and your retirement account go up. But when prices are rising 3 to 4 times faster than even the stock market, you may want to ask yourself, are you going to be ahead of the game or behind the 8 ball in the future? And actually millions of people are already behind the 8 ball. Recent article, ChrisTV.com. Landlords explain why rent hikes are hard to avoid. And we've talked about this, but here's another recent example. The landlords are having to recoup their costs. So the ones that are able to pay their rent, they are going to be now helping out the landlord pay for the people that didn't pay their rent. Right? So it's more of the working people, the people that are being responsible, the people that didn't jump in over their heads. They have to pay for the ones that are now unable to pay their rent, and the landlords have to get the money from somewhere. So of course, just like they're going to take more of your paycheck and the working class is going to pay for all the spending, the people that are paying the rents are going to pay for and make up for all the people that are not paying their rents. And the article we just talked about a few minutes ago, they're going to keep on extending these eviction moratoriums, and you're going to continue to see rents rise at record-breaking levels. And we haven't seen anything yet. This is just getting started. There is no economic recovery. What economic recovery seems to be here is just a debt binge. Let's talk about mortgage debt. InvestmentExecutive.com, record rise in mortgage debt. StatsCan reports mortgage borrowing saw its biggest month-over-month increase in April. And in a few weeks, we're going to have the May numbers to talk about. We expect another record rise in debt in May compared to April. So it's going to keep on going. The debt's going to continue to increase. The working class is going to have a much, much more difficult time. Another reason why so many people just choose to not go back to work. We have so many job openings. People are just getting sick of being on the debt hamster wheel. Prices are rising faster than wages, of course. Prices are rising faster than the stock gains. And even if you do see the stock gains, you have to sell your stocks in order to realize the gains, to have any money to use to pay towards the cost of living, which is skyrocketing. So it's a mess, folks. Fasten your seatbelt because this economic recovery is nothing but a debt binge. But the more debt gets pumped, the more they're going to have the working class try to pay for it. So if you're a working person, I wish you well. And even if you're not working, I wish you the best. But this country's got a lot of problems. And things aren't getting better. The dangerous part is it's being glossed over by the stock market and a lot of distractions out there. So continue to prepare. Even myself, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to survive. I think the crime's going to be so rampant. There's going to be so many people desperate for food that I'm not sure that I'm even going to survive because of all the people that are going to be out there trying to take what you have. Crime's going to be outrageous, people. Continue to prepare, self-defense, security, extra food, storage, motion detectors, big safe for your valuables, self-defense units. You know what I'm talking about. Thanks everybody for watching. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared. Until next time. Thank you very much. Peace.